All right, Diego.
Fair enough.
What's up, man?
So, Sharia, how are you doing, man?
Good. How's life?
Life's been going pretty good. Finals coming up, so it's also
busy time.
A bit stressful.
Yeah. When do you leave for home?
17th.
17th. Same here. What do you have that late?
What?
What do you have that late?
250. It's this design and manufacturing class that we're doing. Yeah.
Are you? What's your
Kinda
major?
bullshit, but
You're in Mechie?
Mechie, yeah.
Ooh. Type shit, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal, man.
Yeah. Are you going to Belgium or what?
Yeah, going back to Belgium, then probably going to France for a bit.
France.
And
nice.
then, yeah.
Is it drivable?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We drive to the Alps.
It's so sick that you have like so many countries so nearby that you can just drive around.
Yeah, dude. You can go to like across 5 countries in like one day.
It's like driving to another state over here.
What?
It's like driving to another state.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
states here are just way bigger than the countries over there, but
Yeah. So you've been to like almost all European countries, you think?
I've been to most of them in the west part. I actually downloaded the BIN app like not too far ago, and like
The BIN app?
BIN.
What's that?
It's like BEEN, so you can
BEEN, yeah.
put all your countries you've been to, and most of the countries are on the west. I haven't been to Portugal yet, or like countries to the eastern side. Like I've been to Poland and Ukraine. That's it. But yeah, I just want to do all.
When did you go to Ukraine?
October 2023.
Okay, the war was going on at the time, right?
Yeah. So it was actually for this bus project I had created with my twin brother. We started this project called the School Bus Project for Ukraine, and so in October of 2023, towards the end, it was towards like Halloween. That's when like the war was happening on like the eastern front of Ukraine, and so it was kind of safe in the Kyiv area, and so we're like, why not take our 4th bus, this was our 4th bus, and drive it all the way to that school in Ukraine and actually see how it was. And
like
so,
at the Eastern Front?
Yeah. So what we did is that we actually took the flight to Poland, and then got on a bus, went all the way to the Ukraine border, got on the school bus, and then went to the Kyiv during the war. And it was pretty impressive.
Holy.
It's pretty impressive.
I'm sure was it hard to get into Ukraine at the time with all like the travel regulations?
It took quite a while, but it's like when you enter there, you just enter like a whole different like world. It's actually crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you saw a lot of the war up front if you went down.
I didn't see the actual fighting itself, but I saw a lot of military vehicles being destroyed, bridges that were destroyed, collapsed. When we entered Kiev, there's actually there was a bunch of these pickup trucks with like machine guns on them, and I think this was like for drones. And then we stopped our bus because there's a how do you call that? You know, when at like a certain time no one can go out.
Like a curfew?
Curfew. There's a curfew at like 11 p.m. and so at like 10:30.
Set by the Ukrainian government?
Yeah. So at 10:30, we stopped our bus right next to this like Azov base, which is like I think Ukrainian like special forces, whatever, kind of the Marines. And we saw a bunch of dudes coming out the metro, just like running up. I think they were like doing exercise or whatever.
Oh my god.
But kind of crazy. And then we got into this Uber, and he like, because at that point it's like 10:50, and we had 10 minutes to make it to our hotel. We zoomed through the fucking city, but it was empty. Like no.
What a brave Uber driver, dude, driving at that time of day.
Yeah. We got to the hotel.
Did he get back home in time?
I hope so. I mean, yeah. I don't know, but I think he did. But yeah, we got to the hotel. Full on bunker. The first thing we were shown was like the bunker in case like there was missiles and stuff like that.
The bunker? Sorry, what's that? Like, what do you mean?
Like in a hotel, there's a massive bunker.
So do all have them like a basement kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like really deep down.
Okay.
And then
so the hotel had a bunker.
The hotel had a bunker. Like.
Was it because of the war? Like it was. Or they always.
This is Soviet era.
Okay.
Type of hotel. I think they've had it before, but yeah.
Wow, dude. That's insane. I don't think I've ever talked to someone like who was in.
What?
I don't think I've ever met someone who's been in like a war country.
Oh, that's my first time. My mom was freaking out, but my dad was like,
I'm surprised they let you go.
Let's do it.
Did they come with you or?
My dad. I mean, my dad thought it was like it was a fun idea, so he came with us.
Yeah. Wow.
But honestly, when I was there, it's funny because I didn't feel endangered at all.
You felt safe?
I actually felt pretty safe.
Why'd you feel safe?
Well, also the war is like on the eastern front, so there's nothing affecting us. And also like throughout the night, we didn't hear any sirens or whatever. So, and then honestly, when I was there, like, yes, there was the war, but you never felt like you were like in it really. It felt pretty safe. I don't know. I think they're doing a good job making everyone feel safe there.
Okay, so when you went, so you stayed in Kyiv, right? So
Yeah, I stayed in Kyiv.
when you went to the eastern front, or at least closer to that area with the school bus stuff, like were there a lot of like civilians at the time in the area, or a lot of them evacuate? Like,
Yeah, a lot of civilians, but it's funny because most of the civilians were elderly men and women, females and children. You know, those were the main people that were there in Kyiv. And then we actually went to the train station, and you can see soldiers coming back from the fronts, going to the fronts. You know, it's like, damn, you know, this is.
Was public transportation and everything working, like trains and everything, or?
Trains were working, but I don't know about buses and all. The metro was working. We took the metro. Actually, they have a really nice metro system. But apart from that, I can't remember.
Because I would imagine, like, if you were there, I would just imagine, like, sure, there's some civilians there, but as you described, like, military vehicles everywhere, like, collapsed bridges. I'd feel like I'd be in a ghost town. Like, obviously some people here and there, but, like, I'd assume a lot of people try to get out of the area, so there's probably just, like, it's kind of dead almost. Is that what it was like, or?
Kyiv was fine, but before Kyiv, we actually stayed in this town called Lutsk in Ukraine, and that was really dead. There was like no one there.
Let's check this out. Lutsk,
yeah, on the Google Maps, and that was really dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we were there.
How do you spell Lutsk?
SK. UTSK.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is before the war, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and that was actually a ghost city.
Wow. Insane.
Very few people. To be fair, Kyiv was I mean, I've never been to Kyiv before the war, so I don't know, but it was definitely like, it was busy, but I'm sure it was like not as busy as for the war.
I don't know, you told me, like, was this kind of, let's see, this is probably an older one. Like, did you see stuff like this where, like, buildings were just collapsing?
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow. Insane, dude.
The things that my mom had actually been to Ukraine before us, and so I think that's kind of why she was like, fine, I'll take a bit of resistance to let us go.
Yeah, so the war started in 2021, right? Is that, I mean, obviously there's tensions for a while, but I think the invasion was either, I don't remember, I think it was in 2021 was the major invasion.
I think it was February 2022 or...
Okay.
I mean, I know in 2021 that the tensions were like real,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of forgot when the actual war started.
Yeah, I mean, they've had tension since like 2014 almost, right? Yeah.
I mean, I guess the war started in 2014, you're right, but like
but the main invasion,
yeah.
Okay. And do you know what the state's like right now? Like,
to be fair, no. I mean,
like, no one really talks about it anymore, you know?
Yeah. That's true, actually. No one talks about it. It's been like, what, almost 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, the latest news I heard was like when, you know, Zelensky was like meeting with Trump and all that. Like, I'm not really like followed up after that, but
yeah, ever since our 6th bus that we sent, which was in this January, I haven't really been following.
Can you tell me more about what you did? So what's this bus thing?
Oh, it's this bus. Yeah, so in September 2022, my brother and I started the school bus project for Ukraine, where our mission was like basically buy school buses and send them to Ukraine, because at the time my parents were working for my mom especially was working for for Ukraine, which had started when the war started, and they were like helping refugees come from Ukraine to Belgium, and then they kind of told us about the issues with schools and all, and so because like these schools got destroyed and their buses got destroyed and they had nowhere to go, and so with these new school buses they would be able to go to schools of other regions and like I guess go to school there. And so we were with like a few other Belgian teenagers, and we just like raised $50K, bought our first bus, and then I just kind of kept on going, 2, 3, 4 buses, 5 buses, and then our 6th bus was
That's really impressive, dude.
So
that's amazing.
yeah, it was a pretty cool experience. But
yeah. So how did you raise all that money? That's $50K is a lot of money. Just like
so
social
the
media.
main thing, social media. Me and my brother did something with our school. One of my friends did something with his scout group. 2 other friends.
Because you went to high school in Belgium, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in a British high school there. And then 2 of my friends did this other projects. And then also, once word to mouth started spreading, we gave presentations and all. That's when like the big money kind of started coming in.
Did you have like big sponsors, like companies and everything, or?
Yeah, I think one of the coolest ones was probably like we had Claude Fontaine, which is like this this brand, this big European brand. We had also Bridgestone, which is pretty cool. Those are like the main ones.
Where'd you buy the bus from?
We found this this vendor and who actually lived kind of close to my grandparents that were selling second-hand buses.
And shipping it to Ukraine is probably one of the hardest things.
It was really hard. Well, we were lucky enough that in B for Ukraine, they had actually Ukrainian people that could like drive the bus all the way to the border and all. But the big issue is that in Ukraine, because like the economy is not as sophisticated as in Western Europe, there's a lot of like.
Has it always been that way, or is it because of the war?
No, I think it's mainly been that way, because with the bus, we had a friend that was from Ukraine was telling us that there could be a real issue that the bus could get stolen. Like the driver could just like take the bus and just steal it, because that's what happens usually there, because it's a $50,000 bus, so it's a lot of money,
How much does the bus cost? 15,000?
50.
That's an expense. I mean, it's a vehicle. Yeah, it's actually it's reasonable.
Yeah. And luckily enough, none of that happened. Although the first bus we did have some stress at first, but no, it was fine.
Yeah.
But honestly, it was crazy because when we got to that school and after that night in the hotel, that school was the one that was actually used by the Russians when they were like trying to capture Kyiv. And
what was used by the Russians? Sorry.
That school was.
So they took over that school?
Yeah. And so when you went to that school, you could see the destruction and all. You could see the mattresses the Russians used, even some like vodka bottles and stuff like that. No joke. The whole school was destroyed. Yeah, because after when they were forced back, they basically burned the whole school down and destroyed it. Yeah, it was crazy. And actually the primary children, like the kindergarten, they were actually having school in the like mayor building of that small.
What's the mayor's building? What is that?
It's like think like the chief of that.
Oh, mayor. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. So you've only been once, mainly just been sending the buses over. You went once in person just to kind of.
Just for honestly, it was just kind of for the lore, and also I think it was really cool to be able to see the actual bus being delivered to the school.
And like, see the impact of
see the impact and all. I think that's really cool.
It's probably really fulfilling to know that.
Yeah. Like you see all these kids and plus like we'd bring a bunch of like gifts as well,
That's good, man.
We went to a bunch of stuffed animals and like snacks.
So you met with the kids directly, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we met the kids.
They happy to see you guys.
Yeah. I mean, they were more happy about their like teddy bears stuff like that. No, it was cool. And like in that mayor building, there was also a bunker and stuff like that there. Yeah. That was built just for.
So did you go inside the bunker?
Yeah, we actually did.
Is it scary in there?
No, but there's just no windows. There's no windows. It's kind of cold as well. Just nah. It's like kind of gloomy and all.
Yeah.
It's like, but it was cool.
Sick, dude. So in Belgium, is English the main language spoken, or English and French, or what's?
No, it's French, Dutch, and German.
Okay, so did you learn English later on, or?
I was born in Belgium.
School,
so I was born in Belgium, and when I was 1, we moved to the United States in the Bay Area. Grew up there for like 12 years, and I went to public school there, so I learned English in that public school, and we spoke French at home. So I knew how to speak, but when we moved to France, that's when I learned how to write for the first time.
So you moved at 12 to France?
Yeah, when I was 12.
Where in France did you live?
We lived near Marseille, Aix-en-Provence.
I'm reading The Count of Monte Cristo right now.
What?
I'm reading The Count of Monte Cristo right now.
Oh, nice.
It's a good book.
Yeah, so lived for 2 years. That was in the period of the Yellow Jackets. I don't know if you remember that.
No, tell me.
It was these massive riots going on in France where they like just trash.
Wow.
They were like angry.
Why is there always shit going on in France, bro?
I don't know. But yeah, shit was going on. And dude,
what were the riots about?
Crazy.
So this is what 2012-ish?
From what I remember, it's like tax issues or whatever.
2015.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Macron was like increased taxes, and the French were happy, and so massive riots. But like, yeah, shit was getting out of hand. So
did it affect like your day-to-day life? Like you can't like
yeah,
walk
there's
the
a
streets?
I mean, not where I was, because I went to an international school, and my little sister, she went to a public school, and the amount of times I mean, the French are kind of known for just like not going to work, or like just protesting.
Now their work like
things
hours start
like
like 10 a.m., 11 a.m.
And so my sister, she had like sometimes in a week she only went to school twice. Yeah.
How much younger is she? Like what grade was she in at the time?
She was 6 years younger than us, so she was she just started primary school. I think she was in like second grade, third grade.
That's funny.
Something like that.
Yeah. So she'd be at home most of the time.
Yeah. My friends were like, yeah, but no, it was funny. But yeah, dude, that moving from the USA to France was just such a different experience.
Yeah. So you spoke French already, so like fitting in probably wasn't the hardest thing. But did you feel out of place, or how did it?
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
That's probably why you speak so fast, because the French speak so fast. You know.
I don't know, maybe, but I tend to speak really quickly.
Yeah, I speak pretty fast too. I've been working really hard on slowing it down. So.
Yeah, me too.
I can see, like, I'm noticing today you're doing much better than before. I should point that out. Like,
thank you, bro. Yeah, no, it's true that before I had massive like speaking issues. I'd speak way too quickly. Had a hard time articulating a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I can see you trying.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Yeah, and so wait, where were we at?
Yeah, so fitting it in France, like, how different was that?
It was just, the culture was so different, because I feel like where I was in the Bay Area, we were like really sheltered and stuff like that. And then when I moved to France, like there was kids smoking with teachers, fights going on all the time.
Oh mon Dieu.
Yeah, crazy stuff. But no, it was cool. It was funny because I was actually in my international school. There was like the French group and the English people.
Oh, really?
It's like a big
Two
separation.
different
I
groups.
was kind of in the middle. Let's put it that way.
Was a floater.
Yeah, it was a floater. But
So you're cool with everybody?
yeah, I'd say so.
That's good.
But yeah, it's my first time moving. To be fair, at first it was kind of hard, because
New place and everything.
new place, spent 12 years in the States, grew up, and then had to move.
Did you like France at first, or was it like, man, I don't like
Honestly,
this place?
not that much. I didn't like it that, like, it was a beautiful country, amazing food, stuff like that. But I don't know, just the vibe wasn't there, I guess.
The culture is
when I
very
was
different.
yeah, very different. When I was in the USA, I grew up on this street with like, where all my friends were on the same street, and so it would be really fun. We'd always hang out and stuff like that. And then when I went to the USA, to France, we were sheltered. We were like, we were in a nice area, but it was just like kind of sheltered from everyone, so it was kind of boring and all. Not the same. And then when COVID hit, that's when we moved back to Belgium for high school, and that was also different. But that was pretty cool.
It's been a full cycle.
And now I'm back in the States,
Yeah.
So
Been all over, man.
Yeah.
Really cool stories, dude. I'm just so curious about, like, so you've lived a good amount of time in 3 different countries now, and you've probably noticed so much of the cultural differences and like the lifestyle differences that, I guess, someone who spent all their time in the States cannot even imagine like what life in France or something could be like. And you hear stories, right? Like the U.S. is all like, I don't know how much you felt this when you were young, up to 12 years old, but like the U.S. is so much more like grind mindset, work hard, competitive. France is like very laid back.
Yeah.
And the culture amongst the youth is probably different. So I'm just so curious, like, and there's so many angles on which you can touch on this, but just like, what was like, how could you compare like life in the U.S. to France? Like, that's so cool to me.
Yeah, it's true that especially when I was growing up in the Bay Area, it's true that there it's like every parent out there was just pushing their children to just like, start that next idea, do this, do that.
Especially Bay
Which
Area.
I think it's great, push your kids to do something better. Because it's true that I went to France, people there are just like, the mentality is just way different. People there are, as you say, way more laid back, and they kind of just like don't give a fuck about school and all, when I was in the USA, people were kind of focused in class. There, people would just not give 2 shits about learning. You see the wildest shit happening in class.
Like what? Tell me some crazy stories.
One of the crazy things I saw was someone jerking me in class, bro.
Are you serious?
No joke.
In the back of class?
Yeah.
Didn't give a fuck?
Well, I mean, this guy was kind of like I don't give a fuck type of guy.
Do people like him?
Kind of. I mean, teachers hated him, but yeah, he was.
Wow.
And then you had shit going on in the bathrooms all the fucking time. People fucking doing drugs and shit in there, stuff like that.
Did you get involved with that early on at all? Like, were you?
No, I was super innocent, bro, back then, dude.
Yeah, that's good.
But then also, like, my parents were, like, always super anti, like, because my grandfather smokes a lot, and my mom just hates it, so she always put that on me, to, like, never, like, do drugs or smoke, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, I've tried smoking once, twice, but I'm not gonna do it.
That's good.
Yeah.
You don't drink a lot either, right? You do occasionally? Or?
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah.
Occasionally. I just kind of do it to, like, to get in the vibe, but I never like getting, like, blacked out drunk or whatever. Or plastered, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never understood the fun of that, really.
Yeah.
Because you're just out of control, and then you just feel like shit after.
It's, like, embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean, I've had one bad story, and which I'm not going to get into, but yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to tell the podcast.
It was good enough, bro.
Yeah. I feel like from what you're describing, like the youth in France, like I feel like I wouldn't really fit in that well with them. And it's like, were there like different groups of people where like there were like some of the more like cool, innocent type people you could relate to more? Was everyone just kind of rowdy, doing bad shit? Like, what were you able to find like your place and all that?
Well, I'll say this. Where I was in my international school, I was able to, I guess, find my place because people were also international, so we could kind of relate on that aspect.
Was that in France or Belgium?
That was in France.
Okay.
But I joined the soccer club in France, and there I did feel kind of more isolated because, you know, they kind of knew like the jokes, the things that were going on, I guess, and they were also all together in the same class. So
what do you mean the things that were going on?
What?
What do you mean by the things that were going on?
Well, you know, like the jokes and all, the type of the trends and shit going on. You know, like fucking brain rot for here, I guess. You know, you try to explain that to some fucking guy in a third world country, he wouldn't understand. Or
yeah.
Actually, maybe he would. I don't know, but it was that type of thing, you know, where. Yeah, I still have friends like that, but it was just like hard to integrate.
So basically, they had like their old like slang, trans, everything. They were
basically, that was it.
You
Yeah.
weren't like in that. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking of jokes, all that. So it was a bit hard to integrate, but it was fine. I mean, but when I moved to Belgium, that was easier because I guess my experience just from moving from USA to France kind of facilitated that process from France to Belgium.
Yeah.
So that was that was cool. That was chill.
What's the culture like in Belgium?
It's different from France and also the USA. It's still more like laid back and stuff like that, but the thing in France, Belgium, is that there's this big division between Wallonia and Flanders. Flanders are people that speak Flemish or like Dutch. Wallonia is people that speak French, and so there's this big divide.
They hate each other.
And so kind of. Well, in the sense that when I went to the commune one time in Flanders, because I was living there, I started speaking French, and like they just gave me like a dirty look and stuff like that. They're like, "Don't speak like that." So I just ended up speaking English. But the things that in the USA especially where I was, people were a lot more open, a lot more friendly and stuff like that. Which is funny because people in Europe call that being fake. And
yeah,
like,
interesting.
all that.
So they don't like that American culture of like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, kind of. But in Europe, people are more cold and stuff like that. They won't say hi or like, how's your day going? Or like none of that small talk. But I think there's pros and cons to it because I can't lie. Sometimes it's just like you feel like they're not being friendly or whatever.
You feel like everyone hates each other.
Kind of. So for me, that was the biggest culture differences.
Europe versus
those two
America.
places, yeah.
Yeah, because I love that about America. I love like just like talking to some random guy while I'm walking around the street, like just being friendly to people. Like I enjoy that.
Oh yeah, in Belgium or France, they'll give you like a weird look.
Yeah. I
mean, not everyone, obviously, but.
Yeah, and it's funny because like some people come here and say that people here are cold, like Canadians and stuff. So it's very different like wherever you go in the world. Because I've always had the impression that whenever I've traveled, I've noticed that people in other countries are more friendly. But then again, like most of those countries were like Australia, I noticed people were really friendly. I think I noticed that in Italy too, which is interesting. But yeah, I feel like I've always heard like America's like being not the non-friendly place, but I also think that's maybe because I'm from Jersey. But I don't know. I've noticed people here be really friendly, and I like that aspect of America.
I mean, do you think there's a difference between the East and West Coast, or?
Maybe not as much as I used to think.
Okay.
When I used to travel out of Jersey and we go to like, up northeast, New Hampshire and all these places, at least my whole family and everyone think like, wow, everyone's so much more friendly here than Jersey. And I feel like New York and New Jersey in particular get that rep of like, especially in New York. I think have you been to the city?
Yeah, I'm into the city.
It's more like that kind of has more of the European culture where like you're in the subway, like you're not gonna like make eye contact with someone and talk to them because I guess everyone in the city is like locked in, going from work to home to, Sweet Greens or whatever, and everyone's in like grindset mindset there, so you're not really talking to people on the street. And I think that Jersey gets kind of into that same kind of rep, but I've noticed like when I've traveled like to other states, people have felt more friendly. But as I've like grown older and stuff, and as I've explored Jersey more on my own, I've realized that I think that's only because when I travel, I try to be more friendly with people, and I've noticed that people in Jersey are really friendly too. So I think that the U.S. in general, I've noticed that almost wherever I go, besides like the New York City, like I've noticed like the West and East feel very similar. Like people are friendly everywhere. I think if you're a friendly person, like people reciprocate.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
But I could definitely see like in the European countries that like people being more cold. So.
Yeah, I mean, obviously once you get to know them, they're more friendly. But
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess for them it's like. That's the way you differentiate like someone you don't know with someone you do know. That's like, okay, if I know you, then like I will give you more of my energy, so that makes your relationship more important. So I see the the reasoning behind that too. But yeah, man.
Interesting.
Yeah. Tell me about the time you remember that crazy story you told me about? Was it Argentina? I forgot.
Bolivia. I can tell you about that story. Yeah.
Tell me the story.
More details. So this was beginning of March this year, and I didn't fly straight into Bolivia because actually it costs a lot of money to fly straight into Bolivia. So what I did is I took a flight to Juliaca, a city south in Peru. And so I got there and then take a taxi straight to the border, cross the border. But here's the issue, is at the border, I just crossed the border without going to immigration. I don't know why, it did not occur to me in my head. I
guess Europe is that you could kind of drive openly, right?
Yeah, because the EU, you can drive between borders with no issues, without needing a visa or whatever, or a stamp. And there, I just went straight through, and I kind of did not realize, and so I did my whole trip in Bolivia, which was crazy. And then this was on the 9th of March. I take the bus that is going to go to Punto, the city in Peru, and I hop on it, and so we drive to the Bolivian border, and everyone gets off, and we file up in a line to go through immigration, okay? And in my head already, I was like kind of like, fuck, because I realized that I forgot to go through immigration at the start. So I was basically an illegal immigrant in Bolivia, and I was kind of panicked and all. And this border was a bit more guarded, so I don't think I could have like walked straight through because they were doing like checks and stuff like that.
Were you trying to plot it?
Well, I was thinking in my head like, fuck, should I just like kind of ditch the crowd and like try to go through? But the issue is that the bus driver was like there, kind of like looking at us, and there's also a lot of tourists there. I mean, so really I was like, yeah. And then obviously when I got in the building, it was kind of game over. Like you had to like show your passport and stuff like that. So I get to the counter, and I hand him my passport, and this I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna play dumb, you know. I was 19 years old. I'm like, I'm actually I was a dumb traveler, whatever. Yeah. And so he takes my passport, he looks at it, and then just flips the pages, and he says like, there's an issue. Of course, they don't speak any fucking English, only Spanish, and I've taken Spanish for like 6 years.
Yeah.
And still don't know how to speak it.
Spanish is tough.
It's not as tough. I've just never put the effort into it, to be fair. But also, I feel like you have to be in that culture to like actually learn it. But anyways, well, he spoke very, very minimal English, so that's kind of helped me. And so, I my passport. He's like, where's the stamp?
Problemo.
yeah, exactly. And so, he tells me to just follow him. And so I go in this like separate room, And then he asked me, like, why do you have no visa and stuff like that? And then that's when I started playing him. I'm like, what? I mean, and then I told him my story where I crossed the border and I didn't know I'm from, because in Bolivia I brought my Belgian passport, not my USA passport, because you didn't need a visa from Belgium. So I was like, yeah, I'm European. You can cross countries in Europe. I didn't know all that. And there was like a.
Did you understand when you were explaining that to him, or was he like kind of?
I mean, I think he maybe semi-understood it, but the thing is that, thank God it was a third world country, because I don't think they thought much of it. It's not like I was a spy or whatever, because who would spy in Bolivia, I guess. But there was like a military police guy like right behind me, stuff like that. Like I was stressing and stuff like that, and then now I actually.
Were you by yourself traveling in Bolivia?
In Bolivia, so I was by myself for the first few days and for that last day, but in between I met up with my uncle and aunt and my cousins who were actually traveling all of Southern America for a year. So I met up with them and did a bit of Bolivia with them.
That's tough, dude.
They're super cool, yeah.
So they're big travelers?
Yeah, they're big travelers.
I mean, going for the whole year is kind of insane.
Yeah, they basically bought this massive truck, decked it out, and there's.
That'd be a cool podcast episode.
What?
That'd be a cool podcast episode.
Yeah.
Bring
them on.
I'll be down if they're down.
I mean, if they would come here, sure.
Yeah,
but
over Zoom too.
Over Zoom, yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, and then I'm like, I'm sorry. I started pleading out like, I'm fucking sorry. I'm sorry. I'm fucking stressing. I'm like, fuck, dude. My face is red. Obviously, when I'm nervous, like my speaking issues, like they're all over the place. I just can't talk properly, or whatever. All that shit goes out the window. But and then I don't know if this was like a bribery or whatever, but he's like, give me like $40 and I'll give you a stamp and you can like get out. So give him $40, stamps my passport, gives me the passport and tells me to go. So I cross the border, and then when I get into Peru, I'm like, okay, fuck, I'm fucking saved. All the anxiety just kind of goes away. I was still kind of shaking because I was like, fuck, dude, like I could have gone to jail or whatever. Dude, like I didn't want to spend a night in a Bolivian jail, or all that.
That'd be crazy lore.
That would have been fucking crazy. But that's the first part of the story. The second part of the story is I get to Peru. And so, go to Peru, all that. Okay, I'm like, cool, I'm good at migration now, just to show I entered the country. I'm not going to make that same mistake twice. Go to migration, they send my passport, and I'll hop back on the bus. And I get on the bus, and the bus is being very fucking slow. And I look at my fucking clock, and I see my plane's about to leave in 2 hours. And it would take me 2 hours to get to the airport from where I was on the bus. So we get to Punto, and there's 15 minutes left before my flight.
15?
50.
Okay.
50. And from Punto to Juliaca, it's around 50-minute drive. So I had already prearranged someone to pick me up, but when I get there, I can't find him. I call him like 3 times. I can't find him. I'm like stressing. I'm like, fuck, like I can't. If I don't get this flight, then I'm stuck in this country for
Almost.
Probably not that long, but like I just didn't want to, like after what happened in Bolivia, I just want to go home.
Yeah. And
so I find the nearest fucking cab driver or whatever, and I'm like, I tell him like Juliaca. I thought I have a flight. I gotta go soon. And then he's like, he asked for money obviously, and I only had like $40 on me, or like 42, and the whole trip was like 50 or like 45. And so I was just like, I gave him a bunch of money. I was paying him to go, and he was like taking his sweet time to fucking count the bills, making sure everything was right. And I'm like, I have to go. And he's like, this is not enough money. I'm not gonna go. And I'm like, fuck. And thank God I still had a $20 bill still saved on me, but it was an American dollar bill. It wasn't a Peruvian money. So I'm like, is this okay if I give you like $20? And I just gave that to him. I probably like gave him a week's worth of his salary or whatever. But then I told this guy to like go, and this guy hit the accelerator. Honestly, bro, I felt like I was in Fast and Furious. Like no joke, this guy was like, because obviously in this third world country, there's absolutely no traffic laws. And so we were doing like, in the city, he was just taking turns left and right, going quick and all. I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die, like getting crashed a few fucking times, but never fucking did. At one point, there's a super slow truck on the road, and like cars were coming the other way, so we couldn't like pass him. So this motherfucker went on the side of the road, like on like the edge, on like the fucking dirt and shit. Went around the truck and kept going. Absolute G, honestly.
Wow.
And I actually made it to my flight, just
That's
in time.
insane.
Just in time.
You got through like.
I had like a
everything
minute to spare.
airport and
Yeah.
everything?
I made it to airport security, and
Wow.
I was like one of the last ones to just like go through and get on the plane.
Wow, that's insane.
I made it on. For some reason, I was put in first class. I was like first seat,
Upgraded.
which was cool. So I was taking my flight from Juliaca to Lima, and I get to Lima, get some food and all, and then I go to immigration. So I had my passport. I'm like, okay, everything's gonna be fine, okay? And so this guy looks at my passport, and it's taking a bit longer than usual. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? You know, what's going on? And then he shows my passport, and he speaks English, fortunately. And he looks at my passport, and he's like, you left Peru at 10 a.m. this morning. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, no, I came to Peru at 10 a.m. And this is where it clicked. When I crossed the border from Bolivia to Peru, well, from Peru to Bolivia at the very beginning, I didn't go to the Peruvian immigration or Bolivian immigration. So I had never told Peru I was leaving their country when I entered Bolivia. And so when I went from Bolivia to Peru and I went to immigration there, thinking I was getting in the country, they thought I was leaving the country. So they put an exit stamp. So I had basically been an illegal immigrant again in a second country in Peru for a few fucking hours. But the thing is that Peru, you know, that's more developed countries, and they take things a lot more like more strictly. And so this guy brings me down. He sets me to the corner of the airport, just like there's 3 seats, and I'm just in one of them, and I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm like, I actually fucked up. And so he asked me to, like, he takes all my belongings, my passports, and no, actually just my passports, and there's a security guard right there next to me, making sure I don't escape or do anything dumb. And so I'm on my phone, I'm like, fuck, and...
You're texting your dad, right? I remember you showed me those texts, they were really funny.
Yes.
All in French, couldn't read any of it.
But, so I was there for like 20 minutes, and then the guy came back, and then he was like, yeah, so there's been a big issue. He asked me when my flight was. I told him like it was gonna be in 3 hours, and he was like, yeah, I don't think you might not make it tonight. He was like, just give me a sec. He goes back, comes back 30 minutes later. He's like, yeah, you're not gonna make your flight tonight. You know, there's a big issue. It might take 2 to 3 days for us to figure this out, stuff like that. And I'm just like, fuck, dude. I was not on my knees, but like I was basically on my knees, like pleading. I'm like, I'm super sorry. I didn't know. I'm like 19 years old. Like, please, this is just an honest mistake, stuff like that. But he was like, yes, I know, and then just left, you know. And so that's when I had my phone out. I was trying to call my dad and like, fuck, what should I do? You know, I have no clue. But my dad was not responding because it was like 4 a.m. in Belgium. So yeah, he was fast asleep, and I was like fucking like stressing out, like, fuck, dude, because well, the part I forgot to mention is when he said that it might take 2 to 3 days, he said, yeah, we'll put you in like custody for 2 or 3 days, you know, to make sure. So I was about to spend the fucking like a night or 2 in Peruvian jail, and that's why I was freaking out. I was like, fuck, dude, there's no way, dude. I do not want to spend time there. And so I went on ChatGPT. I had no clue, and it gave me a great idea, which was to call the embassy, which and so I was about like to call the fucking embassy. I was ready to call the embassy, be like, guys, please help me sort this out. Like, just an honest mistake. I had no clue what to do. And in Peru, I was traveling with my American passport. And so I was just fucking freaking out, bro. I don't know if you ever had that feeling, you know, where you're just like, it's just very stressful. Your face is all red. You just can't think properly. And then, dude, God actually answered my prayers, bro. Because this guy, it was around 11:15. My flight was scheduled for midnight. And the guy comes back and he's like, I'll make a deal with you. I will allow you to go through this border, but you can't say anything, okay? And so he's like, but you have to stay here for now. And so 5-10 minutes before my flight, he comes back, gives me my passport, makes me go through this special entrance, go in it, go out, and then there I'm in duty free, and he's like, okay, now go and we don't want to talk about this, okay? And so what I do is I put my hood on and shit. I go straight to like, I basically hide it because I'm fucking stressed, bro. I'm like, dude, what if they come back and get me and
Just get on the flight.
yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, because this guy told me like, you're super lucky. Like if I didn't do this, you'd be spending the night in jail. Like he told me that, and he's like, but you know what, we believe you. I think they did a background check on me or whatever. Who knows what they did with my passports and my information, but they allowed me to go through. I got on my flight, and then once the plane took off, I looked just kissed the fucking floor, man. Dude, when I came back on US soil, I was just so happy.
Wow.
But dude, yeah, what an adventure it was. It was
That's
definitely crazy.
insane. I can't imagine the stress, bro.
Oh, it was fucked.
You ever gonna go to Peru or Bolivia again?
Probably will, but not in a while, dude.
They have your name in the fucking records, bro.
They definitely have, bro. They definitely have. So
Diego
I don't want to go
Cruz.
back there in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure next time I go, they'll probably like.
If I were you, I'd never go back. There's enough for the world to see it.
I mean, who knows? I'm trying to do some ayahuasca there, so
Yeah.
in the future, so we'll see.
Amazon jungle?
What?
Amazon jungle?
Hell yeah.
You can go to Brazil. That'd be sick.
Or Brazil, yeah.
Yeah. Brazil's scary though.
Brazil, yeah. But that's
Yeah,
part of the lore, you know.
Yeah.
That's what it's
I've
for.
never been to South America.
Never.
Nah.
That's my first time actually, but honestly, you should go to Bolivia. Bolivia.
I want to go to Patagonia.
Patagonia is sick, yeah.
I'm a big hiker, so.
But for me, Bolivia, for me, it's like, I think it's highly underrated.
Underrated?
Yeah.
What do you like
It's
about it?
beautiful. The best things in Bolivia, I'd say, well, first of all, the people there are actually friendly, stuff like that.
Is Bolivia
It's
where they
relatively
have those, like...
what?
I remember I saw some photos of like these white, like round things. Was that in Bolivia? Like the the Bolivia
Salt, yeah. They have this big lithium for Salt Lake, yeah.
Salt flats.
That's
Yeah,
what-
I
that's in
saw
Bolivia.
photos of this. This is like so magical.
I didn't go there, but it's fucking,
Wow.
it's beautiful.
Is that real? Is that real? Or is that
Yeah,
ChatGPT?
that's real. No, that's real.
Wow,
But like, what's cool is during sunset.
that's insane.
During
You just
sunset,
feel like you're in
it's
heaven,
insane.
no?
Yeah, during sunset, it looks like you're floating on water.
Whoa. Yeah, dude. The Unini.
And the thing is that Bolivia is actually super, super high, and La Paz, which is the city capital of Bolivia,
Yeah.
is...
Your thing's still going, right? GarageBand?
Yeah, so
Okay,
gone.
good.
We're good.
Just want to double check.
That'd be a bummer, bro.
Yeah, just want to double check, yeah.
But it's actually super high, super elevated. Highest city in the world is like... I use meters, so
Did
it's
you
like...
go to Machu Picchu in Peru, or?
No. Peru is... I was just in Peru to go to Bolivia.
Oh, okay, just traveling.
Yeah. But it's like 3,000 meters in elevation, and at one point you can see the whole entire city along the mountain.
I'm
which
about
is
to make a
super
trip
cool.
now, man. That's magical.
There's also like natural jacuzzis, just hot springs,
Yeah,
something like that.
I love that, bro.
It was the first time I went up to 5,000 meters, whatever that is in feet. And
It's probably like a lot.
and yeah, we were there when there was the festivals going on, so it was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
The air pressure is probably insane.
Yeah, actually, that once
Were you getting
once-
dizzy?
I don't get that much altitude sickness, but once you get to like 5,000, like 4,000, I start to feel it a bit. Once you get to 5,000, you do notice that every step feels like.
Did you drive up there?
heavy.
Did you hike up there? Or the hiking up there was insane.
Well, we drove to like these flats are actually like 4,000 meters elevated, and so we hiked 1,000 meters up.
Wow.
But it's once you get to 4,500 meters, for me especially, that's when I start to like feel it. I didn't get dizzy, but like your heart starts beating faster, you know, just breathing becomes a bit harder, and you just feel like a lot more exhausted. But still, super cool experience.
Yeah.
Definitely cool experience. Like, I definitely want to go back. Not there, but like it's like Chile or whatever,
Yeah.
or Argentina, in that area, you know.
So right now in Belgium, is it really cold or?
Never like here, no. In Belgium, the worst it gets is like, I use Celsius. It's like -2 degrees Celsius,
Okay,
which I
that's
think
chill.
it's around
30s,
like
28,
20, 28.
Yeah, like around this weather probably.
Yeah. So, it rarely snows. It snowed a few times, but usually it's just in Belgium it just rains all the time. That's
Rains.
yeah.
Do you like the rain?
No.
I love the rain. I love like the gloomy vibe of like a rain.
It's nice, but the thing is that when you have that like basically a whole week stuff like that, it's kind of like.
Yeah, the sun is nice too. I like the
good.
changing weather patterns for me. It's
my favorite season is like winter. I love winter.
Yeah.
Just for the skiing and all.
the snowing. And
Like
everything, so
low-key
beautiful.
after like tonight, I might go skiing in the Arb.
In the Arb?
Yeah.
Do you have your skis here?
I have my skis, my boots.
Can I come with you? I want to like learn to ski.
Yeah, honestly, tonight like
What time?
you could come. I'm up north until like 8, so.
Okay, I have to study anyway, so I'm gonna finish studying. Just text
Probably
me.
till like 9 or 10. You can
Yeah,
come.
because I've been wanting to learn to ski for a while, so I was gonna go to Brighton.
Dude, we should do it.
Yeah, because Faith was telling me he wanted to take me, so we could all go together, make a trip. Because they have a
Should, bro.
over the winter break from like January to March, they have like Fridays. They have sales for like $10 rentals for stuff and things like that. So it's like pretty popular. And we can go at nighttime on Fridays. That'd be fun.
Bro, I have a question for you.
Tell me.
It's more, I've been pondering about this for quite a bit now, but it's about like thinking about what you want to do after college. Because not about you, but for me, I thought I kind of knew what I wanted to do, but now I don't. So do you know what you want to do after college? Do you have kind of figured out?
Yeah. I never have a definition of like a very clear like logical path, I'd say. But I always have like a direction. Where I don't know the specifics, but I know the direction. So I just kind of follow that and let everything else mold into place, and that's how I've always lived. But there are some things I know that, at least for now, they seem true. And it's like I use whatever I know now to point me in the right direction and not stress about the specifics, because I think the specifics is what stresses you out. Like, do I want to work a corporate job at Google, or do I want to work IB in the city? Like, those specifics I think stress people out. So I try not to delve into specifics, but I try to delve into like what are the best things I need to do right now to set myself up for options in the future, and what direction am I like leaning towards. So I think I've learned recently, like for me, what the most important things are for like my ideal life 10 years from now. And I know for me, when it comes to work, I think you can divide work into like a few different categories, and I think there's probably a specific type of work that's fulfilling to like different kinds of people. So at least I've discovered for me that I like to build things and work on projects and solve hard problems.
Okay.
I enjoy classes like calc and physics a lot more than others. So I like to solve difficult problems and like think through different problems, and I like to make things. That's why I enjoy CS. That's why I enjoy the podcast. That's why I enjoy working on like businesses, because I enjoy the process of going from nothing to like building something up,
Mm-hmm.
And building something could be building a 135 episode podcast. It could be building an app on your iPhone. It could be building a bridge. But they're all kind of are very different, but the one thing they all have in common is like there's a step-by-step process into like how you get to that, the bridge. You draw the blueprint, you plan it out, you get the materials for the app, like you map it out. Like that whole process and seeing it come to life over time is satisfying to me. And also I love bringing people together to kind of work on hard problems together, like close your eyes, imagine like 5 people in a room like this on a whiteboard, like trying to solve some like difficult puzzle. Like that to me is like fun for work. If I had to choose like the time of work I enjoy. But the benefit of that is that it could be almost anything, so it could be working corporate. If you can find that, it could be working on a startup, and I don't know what the hell I want to do. Like part of me wants to build like airplanes, part of me wants to go like build an app. Like I don't know really.
Yeah.
But like I guess when I'm working on something, I'll know if it's fun or not pretty soon, and like just keep trying to like find somewhere where I can like either try to get a job that fits that, and if I can't find a job, then make my own job and hopefully start a startup or something. But
That's valid, bro.
I just know I like to build things. I like to be around cool people and like interact with people every day. So even though I like computer science, I couldn't sit in my home and code all day because that's not fulfilling to me.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily that I have to like work a corporate job and go in person, but it's more that I just need to be somewhere around like a lot of people. Because like I have a problem where I just like talking to people a lot. So it's like if I'm by myself for a long period of time, it's like I can be by myself like for a couple hours a day, but for an extended period of time, it's just life gets kind of boring for me. Like over break if I'm not talking to anybody or something. So I know I want to like work on a project that's cool. I want to build something. I want to be around cool people, and we're all kind of building this together.
Mm-hmm.
And that can fit into almost any category for what we end up doing, but I feel like I would like to try a lot of things before like I decide like what I want to do, but we also don't have time for that. But it's something like
who knows? I mean, that's kind of my take on it as well.
Tell me.
For me, it's like, because right now, I don't know if I want to go corporate right after I graduate, fucking maybe join the military for a bit.
Join the military? Is that an option?
We'll do my service in Belgium or whatever.
Is that required?
No, it's not required, but
Okay.
I think it could be a cool experience, Because I think what I see my 20s to be like is just like trying a bunch of different things out, creating lores, memory stories.
Yeah, you're good at that.
Yeah. But the things I also wanted to have like meaning and purpose, And like obviously right now I'm studying mechanical engineering, but I still don't know if that's fully what I want to go into or not. My mentality right now is I'm just using this as more of a way to improve my skill sets,
stepping stones,
and like meeting people, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's interesting.
I feel like you don't need to know what you want to do. You don't need to.
No.
You see direction.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because I think CS opened so many doors for me. Because I think every field's going to want software in the next 10 years, right? Obviously, AI is automating simple stuff, but at the same time, it's like everyone wants AI in their thing. Like a self-driving car needs a lot of CS guys, right? Building a fully autonomous city with like transportation optimized, traffic lights optimized, like that's gonna take a lot of AI and CS, right? So their future city's gonna need a lot of CS people, like the fashion industries, and I feel like everyone wants AI and CS people now. So it's like, I just feel like CS opened so many doors for me, and I enjoy it. So it's like, who knows where that could lead me? But
what's your view on AI actually?
It's a very broad question. I mean, I'm overall like I think it's really cool. I think there's like anything, there's probably pros and cons to it. And I think when you say AI, it's like we could talk about like how we interact with AI on a day-to-day basis, or also like how AI is like influencing like the world in a way and like changing human lives. I think it's been a net positive in my life. I think it's helped me in a lot of ways, but I think you need to be mindful about like not using it too much for the wrong things and using it in a smart way for the right things. If you use it the right way, I think it can make your life 10 times better.
To be fair, I'm a bit of both. I know you're more optimistic, but I'm like kind of pessimistic and all that. Just because like I don't know. So basically, my little sister, like not too long ago, she was bored, so she took a picture of the ceiling in my house, and used AI to make it seem like it had like kind of shattered, because my parents had like gone shopping and she was like I don't know, she was bored, and so she sent it to my parents. My parents freaked out, came back home.
I gotta do this.
And like, obviously there's nothing. So, but the thing is
they came back home, like they rushed home.
That's harmless. That's fine. That's funny. But the thing is like, it's also about, it's just going so good now that.
That's a funny story.
Yeah. I thought it was real as well, dude. If you want, I
yeah, sure. You can airdrop it to my MacBook. I can pull it.
I'll show it right now, dude. It's actually it looks so real. And but the thing's that it's like, I mean, even now, but even like a year or two, you can make videos or what, framing someone as this or that, and then so. How do you know if something's true or not anymore, Mm-hmm. And so I think it's one of my concerns. I don't know because you're in computer science, so I guess you have a better vision into this.
I'm actually not concerned about that.
Really?
And I have some thoughts behind that.
Yeah, go for it. I'm actually interested to hear.
I think in the last 100 years, like before tech, like let's say 1900s, 1800s, if you wanted to fake something in the news, it was kind of hard because, you don't have a realm like the internet where you can just kind of post anything. Yeah. So it's like framing someone in like the New York Times newspaper you get, like it's a little bit harder. There's a lot more barriers of entry. So people had a lot of trust in media because it's kind of hard to fake media. But I think since the internet came about, it's gotten a lot easier to fake stuff on the internet. There's a lot of fake stuff on the internet. Let me pull this up. But the thing is, although it's easy to fake stuff, a lot of people still have trust in the media. So even though there's a lot of fake stuff online, a lot of people still trust the media. So there's like this realm where there's like a lot of fake stuff, but people still trust it. But I think what will happen when AI gets so good, all of a sudden, it's gonna be so obvious that you can't trust anything on the internet. It's gonna be so obvious that like you'll take everything with a grain of salt, because it'll just be like if you could deep fake Diego like jumping up and down like this, like all of a sudden it's like every time you see anything on the internet, people will take it with a grain of salt because like okay, everything's fake now, right? So at that point, it's like I think since people's levels of trust will go down, I think there'll be more scrutiny, and there's gonna be like our trust in terms of like real life ways of like getting information will change, and we're gonna veer away from our traditional ways of getting information, and because it's a mess, we're gonna veer towards more like authentic ways of getting information. And I think because of that, since trust levels go down, it's not like we all gonna see something and believe it. It's like, oh yeah, I mean, it could be fake. So
I agree, but the thing is that you have to understand a lot of people who don't have that level of critical thinking. That's the image, dude.
And that's probably really realistic.
It looks super because the attic actually looks like that as well. So it's
Really?
so realistic. It's so realistic.
That's hilarious. Wow. That's insane.
So yeah, my parents were freaking
I'm gonna
out.
try this out.
Came back.
Was this on ChatGPT?
She was using CapCut for that actually.
Oh,
I think.
really?
That's what she said. Yeah.
I heard Gemini's Google's AI is the best right now for image generation is the best. Their native banana. I've been playing around with it. It's pretty cool.
We were yeah.
Your thoughts on AI and deepfakes and stuff?
The things that most people don't have that. Even I catch myself like now when I watch reels or what, and there's like this AI video. Like sometimes for the first few seconds I just can't tell. I'm just like fuck. And the thing is that okay, I agree with you. Take it with a grain of salt. That's what I do. But most people especially in 1 year when you probably won't know the difference, they might think it's actually like true or whatever, because they don't have that critical thinking, and then they're gonna have an opinion on it, and then that's I guess where chaos can start and all, and yes, media and stuff like that when it was first invented, yeah, it was great. It was able to distribute information here and there, but also I think it's always been like kind of used to manipulate in some sort of ways and do this and that, which I don't think is the right way to go. And with AI right now, I think it's gonna be easier than ever. And another point with AI is just like I feel like it's gonna make everything too easy to the point where like what's the point of even like trying to use your brain or do something. I'm sure you've seen this like MIT research or what where they showed participants that were using AI and like the brain activity had completely decreased by quite a lot. And even I notice it with myself. I don't know about you, but when I use AI, okay, it's cool and all, but then when I can't use AI and I gotta do it myself, it's just way harder all of a sudden. And so that's kind of why, like obviously AI brings so many great things, don't get me wrong, but I think it should definitely get like regulated a lot more than it is now.
Yeah, regulating it's kind of tough.
It's super hard, yeah.
See, to your first point, I agree that like most people are not smart. Most people are not critical thinkers, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's despite that, even if people are not smart, the culture will shift from believe everything to believe nothing. Just because let's look at the internet right now, AI is still very new. So let's assume that 95% of content on the internet is human generated, or let's say even 80% of content on the internet is human generated, 20% is AI. So if you're the average Neanderthal, you're just gonna be like, oh my god, look at that AI video, it's real, right? Because that's the culture. But I think when you reach the point when it's 90% of the content online is AI generated, even if you're not a critical thinker, the culture will just shift 50 years from now. After it take time, don't get me wrong. But even if I'm an idiot, I'll be like, oh yeah, everyone's saying it's all AI, so it's probably all AI.
Yeah, but what if there's a war going on and you think it's fake, so you take it with a grain of salt, and then next thing you fucking know, shit hits the fan.
Yeah. Your second point though, I agree, I think. Because I've used AI in a lot of smart ways to help me. But I feel like I'm using my brain less these days.
Oh, yeah.
And
me too.
It's I try to do all my assignments myself, but there's always in the back of my mind is worst comes to worst, I'll chat it. Mm-hmm. So there's not the same level of urgency when a deadline's coming up. So I have a decision to make that do I want to prioritize working on this, but it's not as urgent because I can chat it worst comes to worst, right? And I was just thinking back, I think everyone always has that thought of oh my god, the world would be so terrible without AI. How would people even get their UX projects done and all this stuff,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And it's I don't think the world would be that bad. It seems that way because you've had it and you would have lost it. But if that was just the realm of normal, it was just normal, right? And it's I think the number of hours that people spend doing schoolwork has probably gone down by a huge portion, right? I think before people, these UX projects would take a normal person 30 hours to complete, right? That's why they give you 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But now it takes me like 8 hours or 5 to 8 hours because like I try to do it myself, but you know, deadline's coming up, I have an exam to study for. Okay, I might chat like half of it, or like I might try solving. I'll put a timer on, try to solve for 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm wasting too much time on this. Chat this, or like give me the answer, right? And it's like now a 30-hour project taking me 5 hours, 5 to 8 hours, right? Which I still try to put work in, but it's like that's too much time.
Yo, and just in case your professors are listening, this is all like theoretical,
Yeah,
like stories, hypothetical.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like each project would feel much more rewarding if I were to take the class 5 years ago, because it's like I might have fucked up the first project by pushing it off, but I wouldn't have done that for the second project. You know, I would have started 2 weeks early. I would have been putting in time every day. Whenever I get stuck, I would go to office hours in person, ask actual human beings, solve problems, spend all night fixing problems, and it's like I actually enjoy that. You know, it would be very fulfilling to actually build like the things we're building in Deeks. Like they're fun projects, right? But you know, I think the question that always comes to my brain is this worth my time right now? Because it's like I don't think I waste a lot of time in the day. I think I personally like use my time pretty well, but at the same time, it's like when I sit down and I have like 3 hours ahead of me, I'm like, I can spend another 3 hours in this Eeks project, or I can go to the gym right now. And it's like, okay, I've already been working on Eeks for 2 hours today. The gym's pretty important to me. I'm just gonna go to the gym right now, and like, you keep making those little decisions, and it's like time runs out. And it's like, okay, I'll chat the rest of it. And it's like it's not like I'm chatting the whole project. 'Cause I still want to learn the material, but it's like it's not as rewarding. It doesn't feel as rewarding as like something I built. Because I used to work on CS projects when I was younger too, like in high school, and those were rewarding because you would do it all yourself, and you would like, you know, you feel like you're on an adventure almost when it's like you have to go in person and ask actual people for help to solve problems. You know, it's not just like, okay, I'm stuck, chat it. You know, easy answer, boom. It's like you actually go on this adventure of like asking professors, getting insights, and like solving puzzles. That's why I like CS. Like it's actually fun for me, but it just would have to make the decision of like, even though like I just feel like an idiot if I'm spending 30 hours to do something that's taking someone 5 hours, and I could spend those 25 hours, you know, spending more time with my friends, you know, learning cool stuff on the internet, or just like working on my own startup, or like going to the gym. It's like, so maybe it's a good thing, but it's like nothing feels as rewarding anymore, even though I can do more things. So that's my thought.
Well, it's funny because I just want to bring you back there, but don't you think it's because your brain already has this idea that, okay, if I don't finish this, you know, now I can always use chat, which is the reason why. Wait, how can I phrase this? But
take your time.
it's like the like I'm sure if your brain didn't know you could use AI at all, yes, it probably still take you longer to complete that assignment for sure, 100%. But like you would probably be even more efficient than you are without chat, just purely because, you know, your brain would be a lot quicker with like finding information, I guess.
Yeah.
And not just going straight to chat or what for an answer. But yeah, it's interesting because I mean, already now in our world we have like so much depression because things are just too easy and stuff like that.
I like hard things. Like things should be hard.
And like
you know?
with AI, I think it's great, but for other things, it's gonna make things way too easy. And like, what's the point of even like going out and, you know, trying stuff if you can just have everything you want, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like thinking is like a good feeling, and it's like we're so quick to.
It's rewarding. It's rewarding, yeah.
Because I actually, when I was flying back from my flight to India to New Jersey like a month ago, I was on a flight and I wanted to work on my H project on the flight with no Wi-Fi to see if I could do it without AI, and I actually got a lot of it done. And the thing is, like when I hit some problems that would take me like 10 minutes to solve, at that point I'd probably just chat it. But it's surprising that like within another 5 minutes I solved it myself, you know. And it's like
that's cool.
It didn't even take that much longer, and there's more urgency, and it's like you are more efficient if you. So it's like I don't know. I'm like this semester I did use a lot of AI for my stuff, and I'm considering like if I should try to do more of my stuff on my own. I'll have to think about it. I feel like it's.
I mean, I think it's about balance. I think you should still use AI, but it's about, you know.
Yeah.
Knowing when to use it, not to use it. But what's this startup you're working on?
ROOKI?
ROOKI, yeah.
Have you talked about it at all?
No, never. But I heard about it yesterday. I went to one of your friends' house parties, and then he was.
Really? Who?
It's you know, Austin and all that.
Yeah.
I forgot his name, but he was a CS guy. They live on East Jefferson Street.
Johan, on God.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of them went to my high school.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. It's funny because the app is like gone through so many iterations right now. Like what we're doing right now is like kind of different than our vision, but the core idea is that with AI automating everything, what a trend we notice is that personalization is going to increase 10x on all the apps we use. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, already apps are pretty personalized. Like your TikTok feed is personalized. You know, your Spotify is personalized. You know, a lot of the apps are already personalized around you because it learns around you as a user. Like YouTube's going to recommend you videos you like, but this is still like preliminary AI models that have been integrated into these apps, and they're not releasing generative AI to be even more advanced personalization. So I think a trend we'll notice in the next 5 years is your apps are going to become 10 times more personalized. Like if you think TikTok's personalized right now, it's going to learn a lot more about you. You know, Snapchat's going to become personalized, Instagram's going to be personalized. So,
that's cool.
So we're kind of riding the wave with that, and we're designing a new social media platform that is designed around sports. So it's like we're trying to solve a lot of like mini problems, but the main problem we notice is that a lot of tier 2 fans, which we define as fans who enjoy sports but are not diehard fans that are thinking about it 8 hours a day, their consumption of sports is kind of fragmented because they know they see clips on Instagram Reels, they check the scores on Google, you know, they'll go to games every now and then.
That's me.
You know, like that's 83% of fans, right? 17% of fans watch every single game, want all the stats on ESPN. So, and most sports apps are tailored to tier 1 fans. Like ESPN, if you look at it, is just bombarding. If I open ESPN right now, right, you're just bombarded with so much information. And it's like, me personally, like, I don't care about half the stuff on this page right now, you know? Like, I don't even know what half these games are. You know, I don't care about half these headlines. There's just too much going on here. And the tier 1 fan, a tier 2 fan does not give a fuck. He wants simple, easy access. He wants a few things, right? He wants the ability to just, like, see the sports he likes, which might be, like, if I'm just a guy who in Michigan, like, what I want to see is, like, I want to see what Michigan football is doing because, like, everyone cares about what Michigan football is doing. But I also want to care about, I'm big into wrestling, so, like, I want to see what's happening in wrestling right now. And maybe I'm just happen to be really in a pool. So, like, tell me I'm not actually, but, like, let's just see what's happening in the pool, right? So it's like, imagine the app was extremely personalized around me and had all the sports I want to see and exactly what I want to see. But, you know, take off all this stuff over here, all this stuff, and just show me what I want to see. Keep it very simple, dumbed down to use, and we're thinking of an iPhone app format. I'm just kind of showing you as an ESPN website. But in addition to that, we want to integrate a social component to it because I think one of the biggest reasons tier 2 fans like sports is because it allows you to connect with other people. You know, like a lot of people like sports because of the competitive aspect of it, because they like to see their teams and everything. But most people going to football games like to be around other people, you know, drink, have a good time, right? So it's like, I think the social component of sports is huge, and none of the apps have really, you know, taken advantage of that. So what we're designing is a social media platform for sports. So it's like, not only can you just see all the stuff you want personalized, but it's like super easy to follow people like Instagram, see all your friends' profiles, message people, join groups, join like the Michigan forum, and everyone's just chatting about Michigan.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's, maybe your private group with your 5 friends, everyone's chatting, or like your frat and things like that. And gamify the app a little bit to make it fun. We want to make it gamified to make it sticky so that you have a reason to keep coming back. Like, by gamification, we mean like scrolling, placing locks. We call them locks, but they're like placing bets on different games, placing bets on players, gaining points. You could see Diego has like 1,000 points in, or has 500. Like, that adds a little bit of a fun component to it to like compete with your friends. And also that opens a door to competition between schools. Like Michigan might have a certain amount of points, MSU might have a certain amount of points, and it's like creating this new culture for how fans interact with sports in the social way. Because like we really like, we know what fans, 83% of people don't care that much about the specifics, but they like feeling connected, and they like a little bit of fun. Like they want to open their chest every day. Like, oh, what points did I get today? What scores did I get today? So it's like integrating these different things to make like a social media platform. But currently, for a proof of concept, we were trying to design the app itself, and we have like a demo that people can download and use. But we've actually geared away from this just because we're moving very slow. Because making an app is like pretty difficult. And we want to iterate much faster. Cool. Like we have like the app here.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you can like add friends. You know, you can join groups and everything.
So sick.
Yeah. So, but the problem is that like iterating on an app, we're moving very slow. You know, getting feedback has been slow. And so what we decided for our proof of concept is we're gonna niche down to just hockey, and we're gonna make a website instead. So we're starting with just a website for hockey, with some of the simple features on there. And the whole goal is that football, basketball, they're very saturated. You know, there's a million places I can go to consume football, basketball content. But a diehard hockey fan They don't really have much places to go. Their most used platform is Reddit. And people who like hockey.
Really?
Yeah.
Reddit.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it, but people who love hockey, and they're obsessed with it, right? So they don't really have a platform for themselves. So our goal with the proof of concept is just to get user feedback, and we feel that a hockey fan will give us much better feedback if there's a platform designer on him, because then he'll feel like this app is designed for me, rather than an app that's like, okay, like I'll just like right now what we're getting is like my friend using it to help me out, but then he doesn't really feel like using it, so he's not giving me good feedback. But if a website's much easier to make than an app, so it's quicker. And we can just get quick feedback. I want to get 100 hockey fans who love hockey to just use the app website all the time. Give us like 100 pieces of feedback so we can make the website much better. We're launching it December 26th, so almost coming up, 3 weeks.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Yeah, so we're almost there. But yeah, just.
Wait, did you get it approved by the App Store now? Or?
No, we're just into the website. We're just launching
Okay,
the
just
website.
website,
Yeah.
okay.
So just to move. We kept getting rejected by Apple. There was just such a slow process. I don't see the point for proof of concept. But if we can make a solid website that, like, let's say we get 1,000 hockey fans in like 6 months who love it, then to an investor that's like, see, it works. Why don't we expand this to other sports, making an iPhone format? So that's kind of our idea.
Yeah, that's smart.
So
Saves time and money.
We'll see, man. I'm excited about it. So.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Reminds me of this is I was trying to start.
Sorry.
Reminds me of a college condom.
College condom, bro. Did you work on
College
Xander with that?
condom, dude.
Or was it just Xander? I forgot.
It was one time we were sitting in West Quad and we were just throwing out ideas, and one guy said put logos on condoms, and we thought this was fucking genius. So yeah, it was just me and Zed who maybe worked on it.
That's when I first met you guys. I think you guys were working on that project.
Yeah, and we were thinking about it, promoting it on the podcast.
Yeah, I remember.
But no, never really took off the way we wished it would. But yeah, it was just funny.
Yeah, it's fun, a little project to work on.
It was.
Were you working on Anagram too? You were, right?
Anagram was after. That was after.
That kind of fell off, right?
Yeah, it kind of fell off, to be fair.
You were working on a different project before that too, right? Or was it always just Anagram that summer?
Well, the project before that was kind of just college condom, basically.
Okay, so those are the two projects.
Yeah. I haven't really been working on anything now. I don't think I'm gonna start anything new right now, mainly because first of all, I don't have any ideas, but also I don't really know what I really want to do. So I'm trying to find, I guess, my direction.
Mm-hmm.
So
do what's fun, bro.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it has to be fun, but also it has to be, get a bit of money as well.
Yeah.
If you can do both.
Yeah, it's hard to
finding balance.
There's no perfect idea,
Yeah.
Like, no matter what idea you come up with, 10 people can tell you 10 problems with it, right? So it's like, that's part of the game. Solving the problems is part of the game, right? So, yeah, man, just like, I feel like it's such a fun time right now because it's like, you can just start anything. It's so easy to start anything. And we're like young right now where it's like, there's no pressure.
It's
It's not like
we
we need money or anything right now, right?
Yeah, okay, now you can get an MVP super quickly.
Very quickly.
Up,
Yeah.
and then just test it and see if it works or not,
Yeah. So
I think, yeah.
go balls to the walls, man. Have fun with it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. This was a fun podcast. You have to do about 2:30, right?
Yeah, 2:30.
Anything else we
Yeah.
missed that we should talk about?
Yeah, actually, I have a question, very important question.
Let's do it.
This is a very important question. What is a quote that you have heard that's inspired you that you want to share to the world?
I heard a really good quote a few weeks ago, and I wrote it down on a note sheet. I'm like, let me just make a note sheet of my favorite quotes. So actually, I just put this together. So let me pull it up. There's a few that have really stuck with me. That let me write this other one. So when I was applying to colleges, senior year, I don't remember when, I had a college counselor who would help me. And as it was getting into the summer, going into my senior year, it's like when I started thinking about like writing essays and all that stuff and that brutal process that you remember as well.
Yeah.
So what she gave me was this giant Google Doc that was like 20 pages long, and it was just filled with brainstorming questions. And I kind of went through it, and I was filling things out. And the whole idea of this is for you to learn about yourself as a person. So just like it would ask you personal questions and I wouldn't write an essay format. I was kind of like blabber, write bullet points, and it actually helped me a lot to reflect on myself as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed doing that process. I actually really enjoyed the whole college app process because I really got to think about myself. And there's one question on there that wasn't word for word what the quote is, but after reading that question, it kind of reformulation of the question came to my mind later, and I thought of it as a quote. I wrote it down. It was like, this one has really stuck with me, and whenever I'm like really doubting myself, like this quote like comes back, and so it's really a question, and it goes like, what would you do if there was 0% chance you could fail? Like, God comes and says you can have everything you want, and you have 100% chance of success.
Yeah.
What would you do? If there's no way you can fail, if
Mm-hmm.
you're 10 times smarter than the world around you, 0% chance of failure, what would you do right now?
Mm-hmm.
And that really got me thinking, because it's like, all of a sudden, like this, I feel like when I have an idea I want to pursue or a goal I want to achieve, immediately all the barriers come up. And it's like, sure, let's try to achieve it, but keep in mind that there's this limitation and this limitation and this limitation and limitation. And the problem with limitations is that although they are real, you should definitely consider them, they prevent you from like really believing in the idea. Whether that's a startup or just like a goal you have in life of like something, a version of yourself you want to be. All limitations come up. But there's something about that question that whenever I hear it, all the limitations go away. Because it's like, imagine God was sitting right in front of you and said, whatever you want, 100% chance of success, what would you do? And I'm like, oh yeah, I would do this. And you just write it down. And it's like, then obviously the limitations come back. But I'm like, if there was 100% chance of success, I would do this. And like, what are the steps I have to do? I have to do X, Y, and Z. And when I look back at like some of the things I'm most proud of, it's like I did end up achieving the things that I thought I had 0% chance of succeeding in, And it's like,
that's amazing.
It's really about, I think a lot of it's up here.
I think, bro, I think your mind is just so fucking powerful. Like, it's crazy how powerful it is.
It really is. I mean, there's a point in my life where it's like all I wanted was to make a good group of friends. That was like my freshman year of high school. Like after I came off of COVID, I was like pretty socially awkward because I was like inside my room all day. And I would try to interact with people my freshman year, and I just struggled too. So it's like I kind of went the year with like not having many friends. But by the end of the year, it was like I thought to myself, like there was a group of people at my school who I was like, it'd be really nice to be close to them. But my mom's like, there's a 0% chance you'd ever like become friends with them. Like there's no chance, right? But it's like, but somewhere in the back of your mind, it's like I'm gonna make it happen. And it's like, I think that was the first step. And when I achieved that, it's like slowly, like you look back and it's like, I mean, look where you were maybe like 4 years ago, like. You've probably grown so much as a person too, right? It's like you really can achieve anything. So
yeah, that's funny. Speaking of that, I used to have this big mentality and mindset that I needed money to like feel good enough about myself, I guess, to feel like I was good enough and all that. But then I had this like kind of awakening experience, you can put it, where I had this like just mental clarity, and all of a sudden, I was able to just like be very present and like have all these thoughts go away, and then it's in those moments that you realize actually what matters the most, And for me, something I realized is just like being close to people you love and stuff like that, and but also being that moment kind of also made you realize aware of all the like limitations you're putting on yourself, all the mindset, all the thoughts you're having that kind of keep you trapped, I guess. So I don't know, it was cool experience.
How did that happen to you? Just kind of randomly one day, like.
What happened is I tend to overthink a lot of stuff before I didn't know how to kind of deal with that. And this particular day, I was just thinking about all these issues I've had in my life or all that, and it's so funny because it's all mental, dude. It's great. And so that one day, I don't know, it's just, for the first time I just grabbed a piece of paper and I just started writing everything down. And I wrote like 3 pages, and during that whole process I was kind of tense and tight. I just felt these like different emotions coming here and there. But I was just writing the brutal truth, just from like what I saw it as. And just by literally doing that right after, I had this like, it's like this huge weight was lifted off my shoulder, and all of a sudden I had this like shift in my perspective, and it was for one of the first times in my life I was able to speak like super clearly. I had no stuttering issues or articulation issues or all that. And so ever since then, and this was actually over the summer, and ever since then, that's when I started to believe that, you actually can change. And
That's cool, dude. Sometimes it's random moments
and
it's hard to explain.
it's all in your mind. And it also showed me that I'm not stuck with this like speaking issue as well. You know, it's something I just got to work on.
Yeah, you can improve it.
So
man. Yeah.
I mean, hopefully you've seen improvements.
I have, bro. Like, I remember the first time, I'm like, slow down.
I know,
and now it's like, I can understand what you're
horrible.
saying, you know?
That's amazing, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, just gotta practice.
But, yeah, super cool experience, for sure.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I want to do psychedelics now. And
wanna do what?
Psychedelics.
Psychedelics.
Try that shit out.
Yeah, you should watch the podcast.
I will.
Out tonight. I'll send you. It's releasing at 8 p.m.
I gotta meet him, bro.
Yeah, Max Angel. Cool guy. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm a pretty big overthinker, too. And, like, I've noticed that, like, there's a few, like, things I tell myself when I start to overthink that kind of calm me down. But it's just, like, I've kind of noticed a pattern now. It's, like, it always just kind of happens. And it's, like, I just don't listen to it. And I just tell myself that, like, no matter all the success I've achieved in my life have come from, like, me doing, like, 5 things. Like, number 1, just attacking life head on. It's, like, just... see, the reason I say that is because when I overthink, my first tendency is to plan. So it's like, let's say I'm in my head because there's something I'm stressed about. And it's like, my first tendency to kind of compensate for that stress is to plan things out. So I'll start writing and planning, I need to do this and this and this. But for some reason that would stress me out more. And that would just kind of get me stuck in this loop, this overthinking loop. And I had to kind of like find a way to get out of it. So I just tell myself like not to plan anything and just attack life head on. Because none of my success in life came from me sitting down one day planning it out and then like following the plan. It just came from like random moments that I almost had no control over that just kind of changed my perspective on the world. Like someone you randomly met at the gym one day who said something interesting that just changed my trajectory of life, or, you know, a random experience I had no control over. And it's like those are the moments where you see the most growth, not like the moments where you're like super strict in planning everything, at least for me. So it's like when I just attack life head on, don't plan anything and step back, I think my overthinking kind of gone away and I just kind of let life happen. And that's the biggest change I've made the last 6 months. I think I've been much happier, I think, recently. So
I think the best skill anyone could develop in this lifetime is a skill of self-awareness. I think that's the single most important thing, because it's self-awareness that enables change and enables you to just do different things and all that. So
tough though.
What?
It's tough.
It's super hard.
Yeah.
It's super hard, but just being self-aware of your thoughts, because I think, yeah, the quality of your thoughts just definitely control your quality of your life. But most people are just unconscious of it, completely unconscious of it, and that's what directs their whole entire life. So I heard this quote, and I think it's history never repeats itself, but human behavior always does. You know, and it's because people are always stuck in the same like emotional cycles and loops.
I like that a lot.
And
yeah.
So you could definitely notice that with yourself. Like, why do you keep getting the same problems happening over and over again? And you actually take the time, and it's hard to become self-aware. That's when you can like start to actually realize all the fucked up shit going on, like all the thoughts, negative emotions associated to that. And when you become self-aware, that's when you can like start to change those. And yeah, I guess yeah.
Do you feel like you're pretty self-aware, or?
I've definitely been a lot more self-aware, yeah.
Recently?
Ever since that experience I told you about,
yeah.
Where it showed me like, wow, you can actually like change like that. Well, because once I had that experience, and then slowly and surely my baseline kind of returned. But then because I knew that was possible, that's when I got really into like reading all these like books and like
which books?
The Minds, I call it. The books like The Power of the Now.
I've read that book. I don't know. I just didn't like it that much.
I didn't like it that much, but it was the exact feeling I felt. So that's why
maybe you related to it. Then.
That's why I can relate to it a lot. And then there's this book by Viktor Frankl, a famous psychiatrist, called I forgot what it was. It's like this is a book on purpose, but
what's it called?
Viktor Frankl.
Frankl.
Yeah, Viktor. Yeah,
Australian.
He once.
Man's Search for Meaning. I've heard of this book.
Yeah, really good book. First part talks about him being in Auschwitz and shit. It's
1946. It's a classic, huh?
It's really brutal, but
it's him being in office and like hating his life, or
yeah.
I've heard good things about this book.
Yeah.
Oh, he's like a Nazi. Yeah.
It's definitely like, because he talks about how even in those situations you can still find
meaning,
like this clarity, even in like the harshest conditions. And
wow.
This is also why it's kind of changed my whole perspective on like what being productive means and what, you know, because I think so many people nowadays are just so focused on like trying to get the new thing, promotion, all that. They forget to just like let go and enjoy life, you know. And I could notice that with myself as well. Freshman year of college, I was trying to start that next business, trying to do this, trying to do that, but I never like. But it was always an escape. It was always an escape for what I was like truly like missing out, like a feeling or what, you know. I was trying to do all these things, but then I realized it's because I was trying to escape this one emotion, this one feeling, and all that. And when I stepped back and all, and when I stepped back was the time I actually wrote everything out. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the time where I had the biggest. Yeah.
That's cool, dude. Because I feel like there's nothing wrong per se with like setting and achieving goals. Like
I think it's great.
Getting the promotion, but I think the attitude to what you do it with is really important, because as you described it, like a lot of people use it as the escape or like as the answer, as the solution, and they save their happiness for when they achieve it, right? Which like never comes. But I think if you were happy before the success, I think you're happy after the success. If you're unhappy before the success, you're unhappy after the sex, right? That's success, not sex. Because like for me, it's like if you do it with joy, like the process of building something, and you like enjoy the process, right? You're not only doing it for the outcome. Then it's like I think that's the best state to be in. You know, like you're working on your businesses because you enjoy it. You know, you're doing well in school because you enjoy studying, right? You know, that can apply to almost anything. It's just like I feel like your happiness is like a constant state, but your level of success, like sure you see the highs and lows, don't get me wrong, it feels good to win, but what stays, like what remains in the long run is like what your normal state is. That doesn't change, you know. The highs and lows, everyone feels it, but either you're constantly happy or constantly unhappy in the background, I think.
That's the thing, you know, people nowadays, and I think it all relates back to ego, but a lot of days now people are very successful in their terms, meaning making a lot of money and stuff like that, but they're still like unhappy inside, you know. And so what is true success, you know? I don't really know what it is, but yeah. For me, it's probably being surrounded by people I truly love. So like all these goals and all that, it's because you need that, you know. Your ego will always be there, and it's always good to have ego, but you have to be able to identify between bad ego and good ego, you know. And so I mean, yeah, obviously, there's no like in the book I read like life itself has no fucking meaning, but it's like the meaning we create for it, you know, which is cool. And there's also a quote in that book I really like. It's like when you look around, like this whole world, you can think of it as a fucking joke, you know. Like obviously even having a podcast right now, like this is, you know. Yeah, you can think of it like just like the way like we structure ourselves, the way we have to go to school. It's all a joke, dude.
None of it's real. It's a story.
It's like it's something we created.
Have you read *Sapiens*?
What?
Have you read the book *Sapiens*?
No.
You will love this book, I'm telling you.
But it's just so funny because when you have that moment of self-awareness, you can like step out of yourself and like just kind of see the world from like a third person perspective, and you just realize that it's just funny.
Yeah, it is.
Sapiens,
read this book. You'll love this book. It's probably one of the best I've read. But,
I'll read it.
Yeah, going back to what you were saying, like I think that what really matters is probably two things. Like number one, having people you care about around you in your life, family, friends, good community, and just having purpose. Like just having something that keeps you going, like something you enjoy about life, like something that drives you when you wake up in the morning. Like if you have those two things, like it's kind of hard not to be happy.
I'll add a third is health.
Yeah.
But I completely agree with you. Yeah.
Health's important too.
For sure.
Yeah, dude. Cool. Then we'll close it at that.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for this podcast, for this opportunity, man.
Have a good time.
It's cool to be here. I finally made it after after a year.
I think a year ago it's like you're like, oh, I'll come on the podcast and all this, and then a year goes by. Xander's been on 3 times, even though he thought it was lame at first.
Just thought it was lame. Yeah. I
like,
finally made it though.
Yeah.
That's just sick, dude.
So yeah, we'll run it back next semester. We can get some.
Definitely will.
It's always fun to talk to you. You have some of the crazy stories. You always bring your crazy stories to the podcast. So
appreciate it, man. Thanks for your time.
Let's have you sign the poster. 136.
On the podcast. The poster, yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Use this or?
No, I'll get you a Sharpie.